say what people can say what they will about
Thank you.
me. I don't really care. I kind of chose publicity as part of my career, like you did.
Well, he's establishing some sort of track record of when a relationship ends and he doesn't like the outcome of it, that he tries to.
This guy was in the middle of it.
He literally tries to ruin the woman that just left.
Oh, you tried to ruin her, Fatty Patty. Remember, for months you mocked her. No, you tried to ruin her, and it worked.
Him, or he just left life. I mean, especially if there's going to be, again, my speculation, and I don't know anything about the laws, that this.
No, you went to court with Chips Cooney, or what's his name, Butch Bradley.
What this whole thing with Kayla was going after is a restraining order to get him to shut up about her. So, hold on, somebody sent that in, sir.
Well done, whoever sent that.
But like, if he has this track record of like,
you got to be able to control your super chats. Can't be doing a Mike Wallace type interview, Ted Koppel type interview, and you're getting super chats.
I'm alone when he's done with them. He's Ted Bundy without the knife, the gun. Like, so
what? How's he Ted Bundy? If anyone's Ted Bundy, it's Ray DeVito.
Yeah, it's been. I mean, again, people can say what they want about me.
Thank you. We will. Thank you. Thanks for your permission. It's like Chrissy Merritt. She's like, they didn't even ask for my permission to watch clips of my show. We don't need them. Just like we don't need a permission to speak unkindly of Nick Rekieta.
But the two women who he's been just going after for
what? Going after
the past. I mean, again, people can say what they want about me, but the two women who he's been just going after for the.
No, you're two women. This guy don't even know how to talk.
It's been. I mean, again, people can say what they want about me, but the two women who he's been.
That's you right there. Big schnoz. You said he was a big schnoz. Did you go to work it out?
Just going after for.
I had too much cough syrup.
The past. I mean, it's been since May. This started. People may think this started with our arrest in May, but it actually had started before that.
April 1st.
It started. If you go back and start looking, he started talking negatively about April 1st and me, and then
April 1st it started. I'm getting confused. He's saying April 1st or April 1st and foremost. He started talking about April.
He started. If you go back and start looking, he started talking negatively about April 1st.
Yeah, on April 1st, because that's when she quit. That's when she moved out.
And me. And
Melton thought it was a work. That's how dumb he was.
And he started talking about Kayla. It kind of just transitioned over time, but it started in late April to early May, and he has been nonstop.
Yeah, I mean, I assume
almost every show.
I assume your lawyer has access to those two videos that just came out that are super cuts of him, hours and hours and hours just talking about Kayla. Like,
who made him? One of Melton's clowns, Ian Hawke.
Yeah, I haven't watched them yet. I don't know that I really want to.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying it might be useful for her attorney, because
they might be circumspect.
It's literally the work done for him. It's hours long of every time he's mentioned Kayla this year, and it just proves again.
He's in love. They were soulmates. Proves what? They're soulmates.
Yeah.
Harassment, like
harassment. He harassed April. Melton harassed April for months. Somebody sue him.
He will not stop. And also, I think he's going to, he will try to get out of the felony by saying the intent wasn't to harass. But I think when shown in the context, zoomed out, these are all subtle, manipulative threats. He's saying
no. Normally, you'd be like, okay, they dated, they had a falling out, and he's harassing her. This case, this guy stole his wife. She's still with them. So that makes everything way more complicated. Any Judge Judy court is going to be like, wait, so what's happening now? Or are there some bitterness and sour grapes involved and some retribution involved? Yes. but it's an ongoing thing. The guy still lives. April still lives with them.
I want to say this. Don't remember. I have photos. Remember, I have so it's all like to harass.
Oh, I mean,
Melon's acting like Aaron and Nick Ricotta's wife had an affair, and he won't let it go. But that's not really the case since April's still living with them. It's still an ongoing situation. Active.
yeah, on the felony charge, I'm not, involved in that case at all, aside from being a potential witness,
Right.
I suppose. But like just on the face of it,
Yeah, you'll have a lot of credibility in court. We like to bring to the witness stand Nick Ricotta's children, who all tested positive for cocaine.
The obvious play of doing something like that in public is to humiliate someone. Like, there's no reason for him to have a discussion about a photo of her with Gino online, except to, put her under a sort of.
No, they didn't even show it. It could have been fake. He could have pretended to send a picture. That's happened too. All Gino had to say was he pretended to send a picture to get Nick Ricotta's wife, Kayla, pissed. It could have been a pretend, a work, right? The Shuli does them all the time, don't they? Him and Bob and the wrestlers.
Harassed or humiliated status. And then people may not realize that there are ways to prove harassment in Minnesota, because it's difficult to just say someone's harassing you or not, right? Intent is inside the mind of the person. And so intent has to be proven through circumstantial evidence. One of the ways that you show intent on harassment, and in the harassment and stalking statute, there's, harassment is defined as any acts that are typically repeated acts that
intimidate,
that would lend to someone's.
He's not even been at their house. What? Because he's talking about her on his podcast? That's harassment? Then Melton's guilty too. He's not outside their house stalking her.
Humiliation or harassment or annoyance, or I don't know how else to word it. I'm not looking at the statute, but anyway.
Yeah, all the things you've been doing, Melton. All the things you've been doing to April for months now. Yeah, you know what you do, right?
Pissing people off.
Right.
One way to prove it is if the person asks you to stop and you persist on in doing so.
Right. Melton's like, yeah, a lot of people ask me to stop and I persist on still harassing them. You're right. Melton, just turn yourself in, you fat.
And so if people are looking for a way or looking for the harassment, they might want to consider that there have been people very politely requesting that he please just stop talking about them.
You mean, right, Melton, like you do? When people ask you to stop talking, is that what you do, Melton? You do it? You're like, you know what? You're right. I'm going to stop talking about you. Remember?
And he didn't. And he still hasn't. And so, like, proving harassment isn't always visible on the surface. It's not as easy to see, because if everybody could get around, harassment by just saying nice things about someone, there would be no way to ever prove it out. But shockingly, other criminals have tried this.
Well, I appreciate you taking a minute to talk to us. Is there anything else you want people to know you haven't been able to say, or that you can say or want to say that people don't know?
Yeah, I have hours and hours of things to say, but unfortunately they all have.
Yeah, do some coke and then do a long stream like Melton does. Hours and hours and hours. Do it. I dare you. Do a couple of bumps, Bobby. Look at that schnoz. Do one in each schnoz and then go on and on and on for hours.
Have to wait until
you can say or want to say that people don't know.
Yeah, I have hours and hours of things to say, but unfortunately they all have to wait until our cases are done. I mean, I know people, they say stuff about like my public image or how people perceive me. And look, guys, it's my.
Hey, you don't care. Obviously, if you cared, you wouldn't be swapping wives and doing coke with your kids. If you cared about your reputation, that's why I don't do coke with my kids, because I don't want people to be besmirching me once they find out.
My kids. I mean, I know people. Yeah, I have hours and hours of things to say, but unfortunately, they all have to wait until our cases are done. I mean, I know people they say stuff about like my public image or how people perceive me, and I look, guys, it's my kids and my liberty. Like not going to prison and having my children are my only priorities.
Now, before he didn't give two shits, but now that he got caught, that's his only priority. It's to keep his kids and to stay out of jail.
That means that I'm going to have to take blows to my personal image for a while, especially when you have a state witness spreading all kinds of bullshit about you. You just have to deal with that. But that's part of, dealing with life is you have to take some shit sometimes to get to the part that you need to. And so we got to get through our cases. But once we do, we'll have our stories to tell and people can take them for what they are. Yeah, seriously, send it to me on Twitter. I'm not opposed to hearing it.
All right. Thank you, man.
It's going to work out great for you. The old super tip system. Even Nerd Carl couldn't figure it out. Look at Melton grifting constantly. Mahmoud.
I appreciate you taking the time. I know you don't have to do that. I'm a nobody.
Finally speaks the truth.
Nah, you're good. You're good, man.
Appreciate
Talk to you later.
Thank you. Nick Rekieta, everybody. The real Nick Rekieta. I don't think that was
How do we know it's real Nick Rekieta?
I don't think that was a
Remember that show? They had fake people and the real What's My Line or To Tell the Truth?
AI, but I'm
Johnny
not.
Carson knows. Whoa! Is this a real one? Is this a super tip or congratulations, Mr. Milton? You're now the GOAT. Wow.
Sure. James Bomber with $100 super tip. See, so how it works, Nick, is this is a super tip, not a super chat.